Hi everyone, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And today I want to do a card reading for the month of December. This will be a general card reading for people, and we'll see what comes up. I'm going to use the Tarot of the Spirit today. I think I'll probably also do another reading for December specifically for the United States. But today we're just, right now anyway, we're going to do a reading for the energies of December. And you can check out my 4-part series on the astrology and Kabbalah of December. I just put those up yesterday. I had to put them up in 4 parts because I'm trying to figure out how to make a movie again. I have a new computer, and the old way I did it, I can't do it anymore. Although maybe these sort of short parts are better to keep people's interest, and if there's an area that they're not particularly interested in, they can skip it, really. Okay. So, we're almost done. I'm going to do the Celtic Cross, as I always do, and then I'm going to pick to round it out, I'm going to pick a Spirit of the Wheel card. I have picked these out before, and I think it's a nice kind of roundup of the year. Okay. Almost ready. It's a feel thing. I don't have rules about how often you have to shuffle them, just till it feels right to me. Of course, I'm a feel-as-you-go person anyway, so as most intuitives and empaths are. Okay. Just cut them. So this is the immediate environment, December 2018. Okay, we have the energy of Father Earth. This is the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is connected to the sign of Capricorn, and of course the sun goes into Capricorn on the 20th. Is it the 20th this year? The 20th of December, winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, southern summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. So this card speaks of the ability to manifest, the ability to ground, the ability to create on the physical plane. And so that's the energy. And we can see that this guy is sort of got his hands up, and we have all this spiritual energy coming down. This is somebody who understands how to manifest, simply how to take the ideas and the energies of spirit and bring them down to the ground and actually make something with them. So that's the energy. It's very potent, a lot of potential, very exciting, very exciting. Let's see what's crossing it. Okay, we have the Four of Waters. This in this deck is called the Flood. In other decks, it's the guy sitting under the tree, 3 cups in front of him, and there's a hand coming out of the ethers to offer him a 4th cup, but he's not paying attention to it. So it can be divine discontent. It could be boredom and ennui, as they say. I guess that's how you say it. I never did take French. You probably can figure that one out. So the challenge is just that, not to get caught up in a sense of futility, or that it's useless, or a sense of overcome with emotions, getting too caught up in the emotions. I know that I have said many times now, when the North Node in Cancer, that we have to feel our feelings, but there's also a point where that can distract us from the great potential that we have at this time. So if you're bored, you're not looking in the right place, I'll tell you. There should be nothing about being bored this time. At the root of this is a Father of Winds, another Father card, another King. This is the King of Swords. This is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is somebody who has very good judgment, has the ability to dispense justice, show balance. This is connected to the sign of Libra. And so you need good judgment. So what's at the root of December is showing good judgment, and making good decisions. And it's dealing with Father, right? Father is dominion. Father, dominion. And if you remember from my Kabbalah, the card for December numerologically is the King of Wands. So that would be the Father of Fire in this deck. So let's see what's in the past. Okay, we have the Sister of Wind. The Sister of Wind in this deck is somebody who speaks the truth. Somebody who sort of, in a way, in speaking the truth, sort of opens the gates, so to speak. And not always looked upon kindly, and yet the truth needs to be known and the truth needs to be said. And we can see in this card, I don't know if you see that there is a butterfly. That's a butterfly. Okay. And this card always reminds me of this woman hitting a home run. It's like, pointing to the fences and then bang, and then the ball goes over the fence. That's just what this one always says to me. But this is really about the truth coming out, the truth of a situation. So there has been a lot of truth coming out in 2018, a lot of personal truth for people, a lot of kind of speaking up and saying as it is. And so that sort of is the fertile field that we have, the King of Wind. Okay. What's in the sky? The star. What's in the sky, oftentimes I read as what Spirit is requesting of us to do or where to focus. It can also be just the general energy in the ethers. And so the ethers are very amenable to finding your guiding star. Spirit says have a higher goal, have a higher aspiration. There's aspiration here. This is also a card of meditation, and so you can find your aspirations through your meditation. So that's what that says. Okay, immediate future. So the immediate future is pretty much the month, right? Because that's just the way it works. We have the karma card. And as you sow, so shall you reap. And so we will be reaping the rewards, or depending on what you've been doing, the other thing, this month. Okay, so this month is a month of, in a way, reaping. How it's seen from the outside, how other people see it. Joy, the ace of water here. It's called open channel. So this is the Ace of Cups, and so we have joy and so there's some overriding sense of happiness. That's cool. Our domestic situation. Six of Pentacles, beauty, the path of beauty. The sixes are about responsibility, and Pentacles are about fair distribution and giving to those who need it, really. And so this is a time of perhaps some charity, and just a sense of giving and receiving, and the beauty that brings. And the sixes, all the sixes, are in Tiphereth on the Tree of Life, and this is the heart chakra. And so this is a time domestically of heart-centered in a very practical way. So, feeding people, clothing people, putting a roof over their heads, whatever it is, okay, whatever it is, that's the energy. We do have the potential to create that if we choose wisely. So, all right, let's see, hopes and fears. I think that this card, this is the Zenith card, it's the Nine of Pentacles. The first thing I thought of is hopes and fears, hoping that the sense of abundance will continue. It felt to me like the economy. And so there are people that are fearing that this is the top of it and it's only going to go down. And then there are those who are hoping that it remains this way. So, anytime we get into the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, resources are always an issue. And even though we're in the modern world, and we don't really go without, at least not in this country, unless you're poor. And even then, there's safety nets, although they're not sufficient. It's not like as hand to mouth as it's been in the past, but that still is in us because the modern world isn't that old, and so we have lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes of when it got dark out, or when it got cold out, that there could be a lack of food, a lack of shelter, a lack of warmth. And so that's always sort of on our minds as winter approaches. And let's see the outcome. Okay. So the outcome is the Devil card. And that may seem a little scary, but actually the Devil card is associated with the sign of Capricorn. Okay. And on the Tree of Life, that is the path between Hod, which is Mercury, our mind, and Tiphereth, our heart. And one of the things about the Devil card that a lot of people miss is that the Devil is also the card of mirth. And so sometimes when you get this card, it's a good idea to stay in a good frame of mind. It's a good idea to laugh. It's a good idea to watch a comedy. And to bring humor into a situation, because what humor does is humor breaks the ego. The Devil card is about being chained to the material world and not seeing what is beyond that. And for those of us who know, which is, I certainly know, is that there is something beyond that. There is spirit. And the Devil sort of has this little grin on his face, and he knows the truth. But these people here who are chained do not. And if you notice, the chains are not very tight here, right? They're sort of loosely around their neck. And so they're being chained to the material plane is their choice, right? And then we have the darkness around, right? The darkness around the density of matter. Okay. So I would say that this does bring up the question of, are you chained to the material world? What are your values? What are the most important values for you? So this is a question of values. It's a question of greed and avarice. How much do you need? Do you need as much as you think you need when others have so little? These are all the kind of questions that we ask in this energy. And this energy is the path that connects the mind to the heart. And so it's important not to just think about these things, but to feel about them. To feel about them. And I think if we feel about them, we'll know the answers. They may not be the same answers for everybody, but they are the answers. Okay. Let's see what's at the bottom. Okay, the sun, illumination. So in the darkness, right, this is one of the darker cards, if not the darkest card. And then this is the lightest card, the sun. And so within the darkness is the light. And the darkness you find within. The light you find within. Through the dark nights of the soul. So for some people, this could be a dark night of the soul. Just remember that the light always shines. And This is also the card associated with fear. So it's your choice. Do you want to be inspired, as Spirit suggests, or do you want to be fearful? The choice is yours. Pick love. There's only two choices, love and fear. Pick love. I hope this is helpful. I will do a reading for the United States for December next. This reading could be applied, but I will not do that because it wasn't the intention when I did the reading. So I will be back with that. Have a great December. Bye.